So tonight, what we're going to do is, there's no better way to engage in astrological practices other than, having an Esbat or having a solar celebration or having something that you can actually make some application of some of the things that you've been learning or working with as principles. So that was my intention for what we're going to do tonight, so that you'd be able to kind of see also how you could actually use this information in a way that would be helpful to you. The reason why I asked you to have your sun and your moon sign available, astrological signs available, is because we're going to be working with and talking about a few of the astrological signs that are relevant to what's going on today. So since I don't really know what all of your charts look like or what's where or anything like that, you may find some resonances in some of the things that we're going to be working with and talking about. If you don't, it's okay. That's fine as well, because then the information, especially that I gave you last week when we talked about the astrological signs, you can then go back and see where you actually fit in the picture. And just because you have on any given day a whole set of astrological occurrences and perhaps none of them really touch on the major points in your chart, doesn't mean that there is not some sort of an interaction going on with those signs, whether it be that they are support systems for something, or whether it be that they are considered to be oppositions, or, as I like to say, points of tension where you can bring about something that is coalesced. Or they might be the same element, they might be the same modality. So there's always something that is going to be impacting you personally on any given day at any given time, which means that, for example, my sun sign is Aquarius. It means that I don't have to wait until the moon or the sun are in Aquarius for me to actually access and use what it is I need to use for that day's energy and how it would be used. So that's pretty much, what we're going to be working with tonight. And so the plan is, I'm going to share the screen. We're going to use the PowerPoint, and I also use that as a way of doing the rituals to engage you. And then we'll do the ritual, we'll do the Esbat, and then afterwards we should have some time to talk a little bit more, and if you have some questions and all of that. So those are the plans for this evening's work. So give me a moment, and what I'm going to do is I want to share the screen so that we can get started. Okay. Very good. Let's go back. All right. So tonight our Esbat working is a new moon, and I picked this date obviously because we're having class, but also it worked out very fortuitously because it's a new moon transition of Leo into Virgo. So this is the point where we are just beginning the phase of having this new moon energy come into being. And the moon is actually going to be new in Virgo tomorrow, but you can't neglect what it's coming from, just as you also should not neglect what it's going into. And that goes back to what I said to you in the beginning about approaching this work as though it is a continuous story, so that you don't ever have anything in isolation by itself. You always have something that is leading from somewhere else and also leading into somewhere else. So tonight's work is all about that energy that we can use and we can draw from in a way that will allow us to be magnetized in like attracting like, and also have the discernment and the analytical quality that is very much that of Virgo itself. So if you look on this slide, you see that the current planets, I wanted to put where each of the planets were for you. And this on the right-hand side is what energy is flowing. So I've picked keywords. So for the sun, we have strength. It's in Leo, which is fire, and fire. Leo is a fixed sign. Our moon is in Virgo. It's the intuitive nature. It is earth, it is mutable, and it is new. Mercury is also in Leo, but in this case, Mercury is all about communication. It's still a fire sign and it's still a fix. So already there you have the sun and Mercury in both the same signs, in both the same modalities. So there's a relationship right there. Oh, and we come to Venus. Venus is relationship. It is in Cancer, which is water, and it is cardinal modality. We have Mars, which is in Aries. So we have action to small will and higher will. It is a fire sign, and it is another cardinal sign. Jupiter is in Capricorn. There is expansion. There is Earth's energy, and it is cardinal. Saturn is also in Capricorn, and it is structure, and there is Earth and cardinal modality. So again, we have two similarities here. We have both Jupiter and Saturn, both are in Capricorn, which is an Earth sign. It is a cardinal Earth sign, but one is all about expansion and one is all about structure. We have Uranus, which is in Taurus, which is networking pathways. It is an Earth sign, and that's a typo there. It should be fixed. I'll fix that before I upload this. We have Neptune, which is in its ruling sign of Pisces. It is compassion, it is water, and it is mutable. And then we have Pluto, which is also in Capricorn. Death, rebirth, cycles of all kinds. It is an Earth sign, and it is cardinal. So now we have three signs that are of Earth, that are of the cardinal modality. We have Jupiter, we have Saturn, and we have Pluto. So we're going to be working actually with, interestingly enough, the last two planets of the seven elder planets are retrograde, as are the last three, or the newer planets. So we have 5 planets currently that are in a retrograde state. So the first thing that I want us to think about is formulating a plan. So if you were going to use these energies to perform a ritual or do some working, you want to formulate a plan. You want to gather the information, which is what we just saw, but you also want to formulate a plan. And that plan or the intention could be, what energy is most useful to my desired outcome? So another way that we could look at this in terms of the planets that I'm going to actually be incorporating into our ritual because of certain things. So the sun and the moon are going to be worked together. This is the magnetism of detail, aka attraction through discernment. The sun is all about that magnetic attraction, and Virgo is all about discernment. Leo, the Leo sun, is all about attraction. So the story or the narrative that we could have is the sun becomes the illumined container of strength and will to action, flowing into the discerning foundational grace of resilience. And it is aligned and polarized by the moon, a new phase of potential, having received the gift of a container of magnetic and fierce light, flowing into the manifest waters of analysis, discernment, and exploration. And I have in the parentheses there the information that you'll need when you go back and listen to this or look at this again, so that you know what I'm talking about in this narrative. Now, the state of enhancement and detailed observation involves the retrograde planets, because stationing retrograde is actually something that can be very powerful to work with. Think of a retrograde planet as suddenly zooming in with the most powerful microscope, so that the intensity and the intention of that planetary energy is now pouring into whatever its gaze or its optic happens to be focused on. So I told you that we have 5 planets that are retrograde, and we're going to use some of the energy of all 5 of them. So Jupiter is the enhancement of manifest expansiveness of a new potential applied by a state of manifest structure, which is Saturn, providing the order necessary for new potential. So automatically we know that in calling these energies into our Esbat, we're calling in the expansive quality, which is Jupiter's energy, which can reach and stretch as far as is possible, and maybe even a little further, to bring to us the potential that we are seeking. But it's not just going to be willy-nilly or random. Instead, we also are using the energy of Saturn and its structure that it provides, its order that it provides, so that it can provide a container for whatever it is that we bring into our state of being. And with that, as we are moving from those 2 planets, the last 2 planets of the elder planets, 7 elder, we're crossing now into the threshold, because Saturn is a threshold. It is a gateway into Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And as we cross into that threshold, we have the enhancement of Uranus, the manifest opening of higher networking and neural pathways of expression that are being held by Neptune in the ebb and flow of compassion, of perspective, and also of intuitive sight that has evolved from Pluto's memory of death, rebirth, and cycles that we're going to call upon, that will bubble up to the surface and that will provide the foundations for the new beginnings that we're hoping to establish as we move through this new moon. So this is a narrative that you could use, and this is the narrative that I was using when I was thinking about what exactly I wanted to call in. Now, just as a side note, you wouldn't necessarily be using all 5 of those retrograde planets if you used any of them at all. It all depends on what your intention is. But because we have this energy abundantly flowing, not only did I want you to have the concept and the intention, I wanted you to have the kinesthetic quality of actually going through a ritual that is planned and focused around these ideals and these purposes. And then I also wanted you to be able to call up the memory of how these energies feel, because they're going to be with us for a while. Most of these retrogrades are going to be with us for a while. In fact, Uranus just stationed retrograde and is going to remain so until January 14th of next year. So, the new moon transition of Leo into Virgo, August 19th, 2020. And this is the magnetism of detail that we are going to be working with. So I want you now to just take a few moments to center and calm yourself. So if you've been writing feverishly or have pencils or whatever, I just want you to put everything aside. You don't really need anything. And the way in which I've been doing these Esbats is a little bit different than the traditional quarter casting and purification and all of that. Somewhat because of the platform that, I'm kind of beholden to use right now, but also because I want you to experience and think out of the box as far as what creating sacred space has the potential to look like. So what we're going to do is just take a few moments to breathe very deeply. And the purification that we're going to have and the grounding that would normally precede any type of a ritual is actually going to be calling up those energies and those purifying tools that are housed within your physical being, that are already part of who you are as a manifest being. Ergo, they're also part of who you are as a spiritual being as well. So just take a few deep breaths, and I want you to keep your eyes open, looking around. No sensory deprivation yet. And I want you to just offer up gratitude for all of the energy that is surrounding you, the beauty of your home and the space in which you are doing this work. This is going to become your sacred temple, your sacred space on this eve, on this night, as we do this rite of a new moon Esbat. And I want you to breathe even deeper still now. And as you're breathing, I want you to feel the energy of that air moving in and out of your lungs, your nose, your mouth. Feel its energy coming into a central place, and what is being breathed out is the purified air, purification that has happened within your own body. I want you to call now to the energy of water within you, the blood, the fluids, the water you've drunk, or any liquid today that still is within you, sustaining you. And I want you to see and envision those waters as being clear and pure streams of movable light, if you will. Now call up within yourself those energetic fires, that spark of self, the place where energy begins to bubble up, and it's like tingles or little tickling sensations. It may feel almost like little currents of electricity running through you. And the need to move that you often have. This is your fires of action. See and feel those fires building within you, and they are clear and they are strong and they are beautiful and they are purified. There's no smoke emanating from them. There is nothing of debris emanating from them. They are purifying every corner and every space of your being. And then finally, I want you to offer up gratitude and honoring of your body itself. This is the earth. This is the earth within you, without you. This is the earth that you are, and the place within the greater earth that you inhabit. Your body is pure. Your body is spiritual. Your body is manifest, and you are a combination of all of the elements of purification. The breath of air, the fires of will, the waters that heal and soothe, and the manifest container that is yourself. Feel the energy moving through you. Feel the strength moving through you. The light and the new beginnings. Take another deep breath. So mote it be. We call to the energy of the new moon tonight as it transits, moving from a space of fiery and fierce Leo into the place of discernment and of analytical, purposeful, foundational effort that is Virgo. And it is not only the moon that is making this transition in this journey, it is also the sun. For the sun has been in the sign of Leo, and in just a day or so is going to actually transit itself into the place of Virgo. Hence, a new moon is always, most certainly, with very few exceptions, in the same astrological sign as the sun. So you can think of it as the sun and the moon, when there is a new moon, are doing a dance of the lovers. It is the masculine and the feminine, they're polarized energies, not of gender, but of polarized energy, of force, of form, of container, of seed, of whatever it is that you wish to call it, of fire, of water, of light, of strength, of intuitiveness. They are doing a dance together. So it is sun and it is also the moon. And tonight our focus is on the moon, but we are always ever mindful that when our moon graces us and we see her light, we are seeing it through the visage of the sun. And on the other side of our world, in the other hemisphere, the sun is always shining, just as when the moon is out in that hemisphere, the sun is shining in ours. So we are never without the sun and moon in some form or shape. We call now to the energies that move within the solar system, that move within the cosmos itself, as we transit through the signs and the phases of the moon, the new moon, the first quarter, the full, and the third quarter. And so we create sacred space using this module and this wheel. I call to the energy of the new moon, the place of air, the place of mind and inspiration where all new beginnings are crafted and created. This new moon is the architect. It is she who creates the blueprint of what will follow. And in this rite of celebration of this new moon Esbat, we call to this energy of the new moon. We open its gate and we breathe in the light. The gate of the new moon is open and we bid you hail and welcome. We call now to the first quarter moon, the place of fire, the place of will to action, the place that stands at the midpoint between new beginnings and the fullness of its grace and bounty. In this rite of celebration of this new moon Esbat, I open this gate of the first quarter that we may be graced with the fiery will to do the work at hand, to open up our mind to the inspiration that is flowing, and to be in a space of gratitude and a fiery will. The gate of the first quarter moon is open, and we bid you hail and welcome. I call now to the gate of the full moon, the place where the moon shines her brightest. This is the space of those things coming to fruition. This is the space of water. This is the place of the healing waters that soothe. And this is also the space of the dark waters of Nun themselves, where all of creation and all of life began when the twin serpents offered up their energy of breath and of form. I call to this gate to be open that the full light may shine on its sister, the new moon, in celebration. The gate of the full moon is open and we bid you hail and welcome. I call to the third quarter moon, the last moon, the moon that holds the mystery between what was brilliantly illuminated and that which hovers in the darkness of what will become the new state of potential. I call to this gate of the third quarter moon, which is the earth, the north itself, and the foundation of all beginnings, because within this gate of the third quarter moon of release, of death, rebirth awaits. I call to this energy that it be present in this rite, this celebration of its sister, its new moon. And the energy of the third quarter gate is open And we bid you hail and welcome. And to the center place of our earth, the earth that is housed within our being, the earth that is without us, I call to this light that stands centrally, that is our spirit, that is ever bright, that is ever burning, that is immanent, limitless, that is divine. I call to this space of spirit within each of you, that this work that we do this night may be carried forward, that it may blossom and burgeon, that it might grow as we approach the full moon, not too many days far ahead. And that this light, this space, and your spirit may be ever present in all of the workings and all of the endeavors, both mundane and spiritual. And now I ask you to breathe in deeply as you feel the energy that I am pushing through, that I am using of the Uranian quality of Uranus being able to connect us with synapse, with neurons, with the neural networking, with the astral, that you may feel this connection in each of your spaces, that this casting may blossom out, move through the monitor, the screen, whatever device you are using as your tool of technology, that its energy may coalesce, may weave, may fill the space you are inhabiting, and may this casting reach out, that we may be one in spirit and in form. So mote it be. We call now to the energy of the sun and moon in the last stages of Leo, the fierce lion. We call to the energies of the sun and the moon in Virgo, entering the new beginnings of an earth quality that is mutable, that is reflexive, that is responsive, that is resilient. I call to Jupiter in Capricorn that its expansiveness may bless this ritual. I call to Saturn that the order and structure may find its manifest and earthly foundations in the cloak and the mantle that it wears of Capricorn. I call to Uranus in the energy and strength of the fixed bull of Taurus, that its energies may reach far and wide, that it may electrify, that it may stimulate, that it may breed enthusiasm and will to action. I call to the waters of compassion and Pisces that are held within its planet of Neptune. These waters are deep. They are the abyss where the bioluminescent creatures dwell. They are the light that is in the darkest, darkest places and recesses of our soul and our spirit. And they hold the keys and the answer. Intuitively, if we but open our sight, we can see the clarity in the murky waters. And I call to the Capricorn energy of Pluto, place of return, place of past, present, and future coalescing as one, the memories building up as death, rebirth, and all cycles of life flow in and through this planet that is unknown, that holds the mystery of life and death itself. I call to these planetary energies to be present in this rite on this night, that we may access them, that we may use them, and that they may guide and inform our work. And to the three sisters, I call to you, Maiden, Mother, and Crone, that you may be the inspiration, that you as the caretakers And we also, as those caretakers, may also find within ourselves the space of this Trinity, the space of this organic flow as we celebrate and honor the newness of the moon. So mote it be. Take a moment now. Just feel the energy abounding within you. Feel that energy blossoming up. Feel that energy within that holds you gently in its hand of wisdom, of light. The energy of the new moon that knows no bounds, that holds itself ever accountable. Feel that energy now bubbling up within you. Take a deep breath. Feel the light and the strength. Feel the power that is held within. Feel the knowingness. And breathe in deeply, taking into yourself all that there is, was, and ever shall be. We offer up this altar to the space of this new moon and its transition. We offer up this altar that the work may be done. Neptune presides, for it is in the place of compassion that all works are created. I want you to just take a few moments to look at what I have on this altar here. To see the grace and the beauty of the new moon, and not so far away, the potential of the full. The energy and prevalence of the earth itself that is held in these retrograde planets, and also is held in the sun and the moon in the form of Virgo. Take a few moments now. And I want you to think on those things within your life that could use a little bolstering. And now from that, I want you to select just one thing that you consider to be of most importance to you. And I want you to breathe into the energy of that thing, of what it is. Take a few moments to do that. Now, as you're holding that image of whatever that thing is, or that intention of whatever that thing is, I want you to envision dissecting it, using analysis, exploring it, probing it. seeing where there may be weaknesses in that thing, but also making sure that you hold accountable all of those things that are strengths within whatever that thing is that needs bolstering. As you hold that image within your mind, I want you to see and imagine it expanding. See and imagine it moving, reaching out to the furthest corners to draw to itself whatever is needed or may be needed. I want you to feel the expansiveness of Jupiter's energy, the manifest quality of that energy. And as it sits in astrological Capricorn, there is the ability for new beginnings to blossom forth that can scale the highest heights and also reach into the depths. So envision whatever that thing may be, surrounded by Jupiter's energy. As that energy grows around what you have chosen, I want you to feel now the order and the structure that is being created. This is the blessing of Saturn, Saturn who also is in astrological Capricorn. Feel this energy now, smoothing the edges, giving more clarity and more form and more shape to what Jupiter allowed to reach and expand towards. And just as Jupiter itself, Saturn also will reach into the depths of your foundations so that it may come to full fruition. Breathe in deeply this energy. Feel its energy moving in and around you. As this form and this structure begins to take shape, I want you to feel the electrical pulse that now begins to course through it. This is the energy that is Uranian. This is the electricity of it, and it is in Taurus. Astrological Taurus, the bull, the strength, the foundation. Feel this energy moving, blossoming. Feel this energy now not only expansive and structured and orderly, but now also charged and pulsing with life and light. This energy changes now, and water flows over it, and Neptune's quality of arising with a trident of fire from waters that are deep and dark and hold all gnosis surrounds this thing that you have chosen. Feel the rockiness of its energy, like turbulent seas. It is an astrological Pisces. This is the place of compassion. This is the place where all possibilities have been weighed and measured. And finally, pull your awareness into Pluto. You have been on this road before. This thing that you have selected is not new, not in this lifetime, nor in any of the others. Pluto's energy has the power to show you the memory, to show you the way, to show you the gifts that you had at one time that led you to the point that you are now. It is within this energy, Pluto in astrological Capricorn, again, the ability to reach deeply into the past and also reach deeply towards the future while you remain strongly anchored in the present. All of this is surrounding, enlivening, allowing what you chose as your work this night, as your intention, as your focus this night, to be uplifted by these gifts that are inherent within you. They are not just gifts that are of the cosmos, that stand outside of us. They are sentient beings. And we are an entire galaxy, universe, cosmos, sea, ocean, earth, planets, all within ourselves. Like calls to like. We set up the plan, the intention for magnetism to abound. This is the gift that our sun will bring. And we've set up the intention for discernment, for foundation, and for scrutiny, which is sorely needed at this time, to be our companion in both sun and on this night in the moon. This moon of new beginnings. This moon of new potential. I want you to take a moment now, and that thing that you envision that now is surrounded by a galaxy of planets, some of which are much brighter because they are the enhancement. I want you to also see your own moon and your own sun. These are the ones that you were graced with when you were born, that are part of your natal blueprint. See that sun and fill it with what you know of the astrological sign that it is wearing. It is the costume, the cloak, the mantle, however you wish to envision it. But I want you to fully garb it in all that you know of what that astrological sign is. And now place that sun right in the center of this galaxy, right in the center of that object, that thing, that intention that you chose to work on this night. Allow your sun to wrap, enfold, and envelop it. And now envision your natal moon. See it in its astrological sign. Clothe it, garb it in all that you know of that astrological sign. And now move that moon, your moon, so that it overlaps the sun just ever so slightly. Much like a lover's embrace, your natal sun and your natal moon move in accord. Cloak, also, wrap, envelop the intention for what it was you wish to empower this night with your natal moon. And if either of those natal signs align with astrological Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, Taurus, or Pisces, envision another stream of energy coming into what you have already dressed and clothed and bathed in the light of your natal sun and moon. For these are the natural enhancements to this work this night. For these planets are what will help you. And if your natal sun and your natal moon are in none of those signs, have no worries. For if either or both of your signs are of earth, are of fire, or of water, they are represented in another way. And if they are of air, air is a life-giving force that moves in and through all of the cosmos and ourselves. So take a moment to breathe in all of these energies. Take a moment to reflect. Take a moment to just simply be. Take a deep breath now. Take one final look at this altar. And envision the work that you have done. You standing at this altar, you standing within this altar, you as the altar itself. Close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. Allow the energy to flow and move within you. Feel the power, the potency of what you have just accomplished. Take a deep breath. Look once again at the new moon, seeing its energy, its fullness, and offering up gratitude. Gratitude for those planets that enhance this working. Gratitude to yourself for being present, for showing up, for doing the work. Take a deep breath. And as we exhale and find our own rhythm and pace and movement, we will release the quarters and release the gates that have held us strong and safe. Gate of the new moon, we offer up gratitude and thanks. We offer up ourselves to stand in the place of new beginnings, to accept the mantle that we have created this night, and to use the wisdom and the knowledge of the stars, of the heavens, of the cosmos, of the planets, to move in and through us ever and always. The gate of the new moon is closed, and we bid you hail and farewell. Gate of the first quarter moon, the space of burgeoning potential. We offer up gratitude for your wisdom this night. We offer up gratitude for the fires that move through us, encouraging us, spurring us onward, stimulating us. We thank you for the blessing and for the gift of pushing us to stand in the fullness of our own power before we ever even know what that power is. The gate of the first quarter moon is closed, and we bid you hail and farewell. To the gate of the full moon, we offer up thanks and gratitude for the illumination that shined on those full, bountiful waters that moved and stirred within us. We offer up gratitude for the deep gnosis that we dove into in surrender and unabashedly. We offer up gratitude to you that you shine ever brightly, that you are a constant in our sky, and you are most beloved in our hearts. The gate of the full moon is closed, and we bid you hail and farewell. To the third quarter gate, to the place of the north, to the place of earth and our manifest being, we offer up gratitude for all that is gifted to us as corporeal, manifest human beings. We have the ability to reach out and draw to ourselves. We have the ability to create, to hold, to love. We have the ability to move through our world, to build great monuments and spaces of power and beauty. And we also have the gift to destroy, to tear down what no longer serves, and to rebuild again. We offer up thanks that on this night of the new moon in transition, that the electromagnetic qualities of Leo's fires coursed through us, lighting the way as we move in a methodical, organized, and productive manner. The gate of the third quarter moon is closed, and we bid you hail and farewell. And to the place of spirit, whichever resides within us, that spark of light, the divine itself, we offer up gratitude for shining oh so brightly this night. And we offer to you the promise that we will seek your light more readily and more often, for it is there, and we have but to call out, and we are ablaze in the brilliance of our light body and of our divinity. I call to you now that as I draw back this casting and this creation of space back through your devices and lighten the space in which you are in, that the energy be returned, that it be recycled, that it be transformed and changed, and that this creation of space is open. The sacred field and energy is never broken. We are one. We are power. And we have experienced the magnetism of detail. So mote it be.